Hey guys, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be discussing my thoughts on Clemson University because I recently attended their Summer Scholars summer camp program. So I'm going to be talking first about what I thought of the university in general, then I'll be talking about more specific things like how the camp was and my specific class and interest at Clemson. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my notes written down of all of the topics I want to discuss, and the first thing is the overall campus because that's probably one of the most important factors when considering different colleges. So I thoroughly like their campus. It's very nice. It's a very classic style, so if you're interested in the classic college look, this definitely checks all of the boxes on that. But however, they do have a few modern buildings thrown in to help spice it up a little bit. And I'll be inserting some pictures and videos if I have anything to sort of help visually show you guys. It is a rather large campus. I'm not sure if this was just because my class was on the opposite side of the campus as the dorms was like a big triangle that I had to walk every single day, multiple times a day, to get from the dorms to the dining hall to the classes and all of that. Whereas when I attended the Virginia Tech camp, it just seemed a lot smaller. I'm not sure landmass wise if Clemson is that much bigger. Yeah, it's that much bigger. Clemson is 17,000 acres and Virginia Tech is only 2,600 acres, so dang, Clemson. That VT or not, but it did feel very big. So the next thing that is important to consider is the location. Where is the campus? So I'm sure it comes as a huge surprise that Clemson is located in Clemson, South Carolina, which there is not much to it at all. There is a downtown that's connected to the campus, which is nice. I think it is even considered part of the campus. It's pretty small too. There's not a lot to it, but it's pretty cute. Then besides that, there's really not much else around it, but it is about a 45-minute drive from Greenville, which I would say is a decent sized city. But for me, I really want to go to college somewhere that isn't a city. So the location is something that I was personally not a fan of, but if you're looking for more of a small town setting, it would be good for you. So of course the most important thing probably is the instruction. How good is the quality of instruction that you're going to be getting? Generally speaking, you can assess the quality of the instruction by a couple of ways. One, doing a department tour in the area of study you're interested in, because normally those are led by the professors and you can really sort of see who's going to be teaching your classes if you go there. The second way, which is what I did this summer obviously, is you can go to a camp there or an event hosted by the department of your interest, and these classes should be taught by the professors, which mine were, and you can really sort of see how the instruction will carry out for your major. This is very helpful because if you don't like it, then probably not a good idea for you to go there. The next thing are the dorms. So I cannot really give a complete statement about the dorms because we stayed in sorority dorms. So you would think, oh, those are probably really, really nice. Okay, they were okay, but they were very old. So I feel like that would balance out to about an average dorm. It was a decent size. I don't feel like you would be struggling for space. I mean, obviously I have kind of a larger room compared to the average person, so any dorm is going to seem really small to me. But as far as dorms go, they seem like a decent size, especially if you locked into your bed and utilize the space underneath. These were hall style dorms, which were fine. There weren't that many people in the hall. It wasn't like there were 20 or anything. So the next thing I want to talk about is the food. So while we were here, we only went to one dining hall, and the food was fine. It's edible. It's not the best. It's a lot better than high school cafeteria food. But they didn't really switch up the things they offered all that much, so I kind of got sick of it really fast. But the good thing is that they have a lot of different restaurants and cafes that are on campus, in addition to the ones that are downtown. So you can go there if you want. Like, I went to Starbucks every morning for breakfast just because that was an option within the camp, and that to me is just a lot better to have like a little bit of choice of things that I'm gonna like, since I'm a picky eater. So if dining hall food is not your thing, they have plenty of options. Alright, so that is about all for my overall synopsis of what I thought of the university. And if you guys have been watching some of my other college videos, you know I've developed what I call the MENA scale, which basically I'll give a short recap. 0 to 1 is like I would absolutely hate to go here. I would rather go to community college than it. And then 1 to 2 is I really don't like it. Like, if there are any other options, I'll probably take that. But if not, I guess it would be better than community college. 2 to 3 is, it's pretty good, but there are just too many factors missing to where I feel like I would really be happy going here. And then 3 to 4 is I could see myself going here and I wouldn't be mad about it. And then if you get all the way up to a 4, then that's basically like everything about this is perfect. I would go here in a heartbeat sort of thing. So Virginia Tech ranked a 3.5 on this scale. NC State ranked, I think I gave it either a 2 or a 2.5, but I think a 2. And then I am going to give Clemson also a 3.5. I found it very comparable to Virginia Tech, and the reason it is lacking the extra half a point, I would say, is purely in location. And also, one very important tip is look at the kind of people that are around. Are they people that you think, like, that are your tribe, I guess? Do you see yourself fitting in there? And I felt that more at Virginia Tech than I did at Clemson. The feeling was not like totally not there for Clemson, but I just felt there was a little something lacking. So those are the reasons why it is a 3.5 as compared to a 4. So with all that being said, I'm going to be talking about their camp. So I attended the Summer Scholars Camp with my classes being in the built environment category. So basically, I'm going to give a rundown of the schedule first. So you'll be dropped off on Sunday around 3 to 4, and you'll check into your dorms. And I would recommend getting here earlier rather than later, because at 4, your parents are going to leave to go to the parent orientation, and you're going to leave to go to the camper orientation, and that is your final split for the week. So at the camper orientation, they're just going to go over some rules and introduce you to the counselors, all that good stuff. Then after that, you'll break off into your groups and do some get to know you things and eat at the dining hall. Throughout this video from now on, when I say groups, I mean your classes. So for an example, I was in the built environment class, so that was my group, whereas if you were in the oncology class, you were in that group. Not sure why I used the word group instead of classes, but that's what I mean. Then for the rest of the week, you will wake up around 7 to 7:15, just depending upon how long you take to get ready. Then at 7:15, they come and knock on your doors, making sure that you're up. And at 7:45, you have to be in the lobby of the dorm rooms that you'll be staying in, because you walk to the dining hall as a group. This is very different to the Virginia Tech camp, where they tell you when classes start and let you get up and get breakfast at your own pace. It replicated the college experience a lot more than this camp did. But anyways, you will go and eat breakfast. Then after breakfast, you break off into your groups and you will go to the respective buildings where your classes will be taught. And then around 11:30, you leave from your classes, walk back to the dining halls, eat lunch. At 12:45, you go back to your classes until 3:30, and then you leave, and there will eat. Most of the time, you'll just have free time, but there might be something scheduled that is optional, such as an admissions talk, honors college talk, that sort of thing. If there's nothing like that scheduled or you don't want to do it, you can check out for free time and in groups of 3 or more to explore campus in the downtown area. Then after that, at 5:45, you leave and walk to the dining halls and eat until 6:45. Then in the evenings, there is normally a scheduled activity. Sometimes it might be optional, sometimes it is required. And then you, generally speaking, wind up back in the dorms at 9:30. So it is very tiring, because as a person that is normally in bed between 9 and 10 and then sleeps between 7 and 8, I was worn out because I was not getting in bed very early at all and waking up a lot earlier than I wanted to. Now that I've told you guys the schedule, I'll be talking about some of the things that you will be doing. So in your classes, like I said, I did the built environment. So we would sort of I don't really want to dive into too much detail on it. Basically for our project, we had to build a birdhouse and a poster, and you just really learn about how the instruction is. I would say it's more so learning about how the instruction is and getting the design experience than what the actual project is, if that makes any sense. Whereas my roommate was in the oncology, and they would just kind of talk about a lot of things related to medicine and do some experiments, and they had multiple little projects where my class had one big cumulative one. So each of your classes really varies on which camp you pick. Most camps will do a field trip. Mine did a field trip to Greenville to study the different aspects of architecture, landscape architecture, and design in the city of Greenville, because it is a very up-and-coming city. So we just kind of wanted to see what were they doing that was working, maybe some things they did in the past that weren't working. We also got to visit an architecture firm while we were there, which was super great. So some of the activities that you'll be doing are watching movies, swimming, bowling. Yes, those are pretty much the evening activities. And then, there's basketball and volleyball, recreational things as well. And then you will also have the opportunity to do an admissions talk, which I would go to. There is tons of great information, and not a lot of people went to that, so you can definitely ask tons of very specific questions. And there's an honors college talk, which even if you're not interested in the honors college, because I really wasn't, I still went just to hear about are there any extra opportunities that you get when you're in the honors college, and you can kind of weigh it, is it worth it for you, is it not? So I think this camp is really good to attend if you are interested in Clemson, and even if you're not interested in Clemson, if you're interested in your specific area of study and you live close to it, then I would recommend it, because I learned a lot about not only the university but also the built environment and just the different design paths that I could take. So I would recommend this camp, even if you're not interested in the built environment, but oncology or audio engineering, I would say they are all worth it, even if Clemson isn't one of your top choices. I feel like that is about all that I have to say about this. I hope that you guys got enough information about Clemson as a university and the Summer Scholars Camp program, and maybe you guys will go for a tour or attend a camp next year, or maybe you're going this year. But if you guys liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below some more videos you'd like to see from me. Subscribe down below. Be sure you have the bell turned on so that you can be part of the hashtag m.and.m.squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!